Hello, welcome to this video that goes through the Maths Genie stem and leaf diagrams for GCSE. This is a grade 2 topic. So to start off with, when we have stem and leaf diagrams, we always draw them ordered. So that means that when you are drawing this, the last number goes on the right hand side, and in this case, because you've got two-digit number, the tens column goes in here. If you had something like 100 or 110, 120, 130, then you would have 1, 2, 1, 3, etc. And then you'd fill in the number. So the right hand one will always have one number, and the left one will always have the other numbers that are involved. So, for example, for the first question that we have, so we always start with the lowest number because this is an ordered stem and leaf diagram. So what we have first, the lowest number we have is 29. So we put 2 in, and then we put 9 in the right column, and we close this off, cross this out. Then in the next one we got is, we've done all the 20s, so then we look for the 30s. So we write 3 in here, and it indicates the 10s column, so this is in the 30s. And then we've got the lowest one, which is 32, so we put 2, then we've got 33, then we have 35, and then we have 38, and then we notice that there is another 38 here, but we still have to put that in because that is one of the data points. So you don't, you put every single data point in, even if it's repeated. It's a really common mistake to leave out the 8 in this situation because you think, oh, I've already got it in. But no, you've got to include all the data values in your ordered stem and leaf. And then we move on to 40, so it's 4, and then 4. So be careful, so that's 41, but there's one here that's 40, so we put 0 in. Then we've got 41, we've got another 41 here, then we've got 42, and then we've got 45, then we've got 47, and we've got 48. It is easy to miss one out, it's a very natural issue to have, but again, you can always redraw it or insert the number in. Then we've got 52 here, and then 55. The most important thing as well to guarantee yourself a mark is you need to include a key so that whoever's reading it understands what the height means. So here you could just put in, for example, 2 and 9, and that means that is equal to 29 centimeters. Sometimes it will not have a key in the question. You still have to do a key, so make sure you put the key in to get that mark. And that is the basics behind an ordered stem and leaf diagram. So if we look at number 2, so here again we've only got two-digit numbers, and so we look for the lowest one. So currently I think that's 48, and yeah, so we're going to start with 40 and the lowest one 48, so we cross that one, then we've got 49, cross that one, then we've got the 50s, so I think the lowest one is 51, so it's 5 and 1, and then 5 and 3, 5 and 4, and 5 and 6 and 7, and then we've got 5 and 9, 59, and that covers that one I think. And then we move on to the 60s, so we've got 60 itself here, so 6 and 0 we've done, got 6 and 2, 6 and 3, and 66. No, so again, small mistake there, we've got 65 is the next one. So you can see that it's easy to miss one out. Just make sure you're continually scanning. So we've got 2 6s, and then we've got 2 68s, and that covers our one for number 2. And then for the for the 60s column, and then for the 70s is the next one. We've got 70, 71, 72, and 74. And again, just put in a key, you can put in any of the numbers, so we'll do 5 and 1 instead. So that is equal to 51 seconds. Make sure you use the correct units from the question as well. So in this case, it's the time in seconds. Okay, so the next type of question we have, question 3, is when we have and stem leaf diagrams already set up. This is another example of an ordered stem and leaf diagram. But from here, we can work out what the median is. Now remember that the median is equal to the middle number. So it's the middle number in your data set. So if you line them all up in order, so for example, if we had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then if we were to find the median, we would start on one end, cross a number out, start on the other end, cross the number out, cross, cross, and you'd be left with your mean, which is going to be 4. So in this median, sorry, which is 4. So in this situation here, you do exactly the same. You start on one end, so here we start 56, or 156 we should say, and then we start at the other end, which is 185, and we just cross out. So here, from the top, you're going from left to right, from the bottom, you're going from right to left, so you're going from largest to smallest. So we cross out each number in turn, so cross 3 out, then we go 9, here we move down a row, so again we started from the right, then we move down a row and start from the left, so we just cross out each one in turn, and eventually we get the number in the middle. So here we've left with just one number after we crossed out the right hand side, starting from the bottom, and that's going to be 168. So your median here is 168 grams. Again, you start from the first value, start from the last value, and you meet in the middle. And in this case, it gives us a value that we are going to need to be our median. So here we've got another one. Question 4 is very similar to the first two questions. So here are the heights in centimetres of 18 people. Draw an order stem leaf diagram. So here we've got a 3-digit number. We take the first 2 digits and put it in our left column, and we put only one digit goes in your right column. So the lowest value here is going to be, looks like 153. So we start off with 15 and then 3. And then the next value I think is 154. So we put the 4 in here, and we've got 158 is next, and then 159, and then we move on to the 160s. So I have to see 162 is the lowest. So we write 16 in the left, so 160 and then 2. And then the next one is 165, 167, and I think that's it for the 60. Oh no, we've got 168. And then we move on to the 7, so 170s, so 177, and that's the only one in the 7s column, and 170s row, so should I say, and then we've got the 18th, so 18, and the lowest one is 3, then we've got 4 and 5, and then we have, so we missed 3, and we missed another 3 out here, so we want to remove the 4 and 5, and substitute in the 3, and then the 4, and then the 5, so you should have 2 3s, 4 5, and we've got 6 and 6, so 2 6s, and then a 9, and then the last one we've got is 2 190s, so 9 and then 0 0, so that shows us 290s, and then you just put a key, so you can just put 162 is equal to 162 centimetres, again using whatever the question was looking for, and that's your answer to number 4. Number 5, so again 18 students, this is just a 2-digit one, so we're just going to start, we only need to use for 1 digit in each column, so the lowest number appears to be 60, so we put 6 and 0, and then we start, so we've got 6 and 3, 63 is next, so 3, 3, and then 4, then 2 5s, and then 7, and then 9, and that finishes the 60s row. We've got 70, so we've got 70 and 70, we've got 72, 75, 77, and 78, then we've got the 80s, which is 86 and 88, and we've got the 90s, 9, 1 and 1, and there is your order stem leaf diagram, and again we just pick any random one, so here it's 70 is equal to 70. Now here there's no units because it's just scores, so you can just leave it like that. Then work out the probability that this student scored more than 80. Okay, so to work out the probability, we want to do the number of scores that are above 80. So in this case here, we're looking starting from the 80s column, and we've got 86, 88, 91, and 91. So we've got 4, which goes on our numerator at the top, and then we divide that by the total number of students in the test. So that was 18. So it's going to be 4 over 18, which we can simplify down to 2 over 9. And that's it. You don't need to write this as a percentage. You can leave the probability as a fraction. Question 6. stem leaf diagram of some ages of some footballers, and we want to work out the range. So the definition for the range is the largest value minus the smallest value. So to find the largest value, we just look at the last value in our ordered stem leaf, which is 33, and then we subtract that away from our smallest value, which is 17. So 33 minus 17 is equal to 16. And then work out the median age. So to work out the median age, we're going to do the same as we did in one of the previous questions. Start from the smallest number and cross off and go through to the biggest, and then we start from the biggest number as well at the same time, go through to the smallest, and we just keep crossing them off. So one at a time, so 19, cross off 33, then the next one we move down a row, start from the left hand side, so 20, 31, 22, 30, and 32, again we move up a row and start from the right, 33, 7, 25, and then 27. And once we've crossed out an equal number in each one, and we've run out of values, so that means that the median must lie in the middle. So this was 25 and this one is 27, so therefore the middle value is going to be between these two. So the number that lies between 25 and 27 is equal to 26. If the numbers are a bit more difficult to work out, or there's decimals, etc., then the other way you can do it is you can do 25 plus 27 divided by 2. And that's going to equal 52 over 2, which is 26. So in this case, it's quite straightforward. What's the middle number? Because it's only a difference of 2, but it might be a bit more difficult. In that case, add them together, divide by 2. Here's question 7. This time we've got points instead, and again, just the number. So it's got decimals. So here, the number on the left. So the ones column essentially is going to be on the left hand side, and the first decimal place is on the right hand side. So our lowest one is 1. It's going to be 1.5, I think. Then it goes 1.6, so we put 6. Then 2, 1.8. Then the next one we have is 2. So we've got 2.1, 2.3, 2.4. 2.9s, and then we move on to 3, so we have 3.1, 3.5, 2 3.5s, 3.7, 3.8, and then we have 4.4, so 4 and 4. And then when you're doing the one for this one, so 1 and 6 for example, is equal to 1.6 kilograms. To work out the median mass, we do exactly the same. We'll cross out the one that we've just done to find out our median. So start from the lowest value, and then at the same time start from the highest value and meet in the middle. So 16, 38, 18, 37, 18, 35, 21, 35, 23, 31, 24, and 9. And we've crossed out an equal number of each, so the one that's left over is 29. So therefore your median mass is just 2.9 kilograms, I should say. Be careful. So make sure you check your key again, just to make sure it's the right one. So it's 2.9 kilograms. Question number 8. Again, we're going to make a new order one. So this is more like you would get in the exam. You must include a key, etc. So here we're going to draw out our line to indicate the difference, and then we're going to work out what's our first value, which is the lowest value, which looks like 42, I think 42. So we're going to start with a 4, and we start crossing them off. So 42, we've got 43, 45, 2 47s, and 48, and then 49. And then we can get a ruler, draw a line underneath, and start on our next one. So that's going to be 50s. So we've got 5, we've got 50, we've got 51, we have got 52, and 58, and 2 58s here. And then we're going to move on. No, so we missed one here, so we've got 55. So we can just write that in here. Your examiner should be able to see it. It's clear enough. so we can cross that one off as well. So again, very easy to miss them, particularly when there's lots of cars or whatever objects you have, so lots of ones to put in. Then we have the 60s. So here we've got 6, and then we're going to put 6 and 3, so 63, 63, then 64, then 65, 67, and then 69, and then we go again to the next one, which is the 70s, and that's just one value left, which is 70. Extend that column out. Then we need to include a key, so just draw in a box and then just pick one of them, so we can do 4 and 2, and then that's equal to 42 miles per hour, so 42 mph, and that is your key. You can also label it key as well, but you don't need to label the key as a key, it should be obvious what it is. And then from here we need to find the median speed, so we start from the lowest number, we start from the highest number, and we work together, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So we're going to cross out both of these numbers, and we're going to be left with a value that's in between 2 and 5. So it's going to be 52, and then plus 55 divided through by 2. So 52 plus 55 is equal to 107 divided by 2. 107 divided by 2 is equal to 53.5 miles per hour. So that would be your median speed, as that's the middle number between the 2 and the 5. Again, you could work that out without adding them together. The difference, 2 and 5 has 3 between it, so 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. That will be the halfway point, so 2 plus 1.5. 52 plus 1.5 is 53.5. Question 9. Again, another ordered stem and leaf diagram, including a key. So we're going to draw on our first row here. So our lowest value is 19. So we're going to start with 1 and 9. And then we're going to go to our next one, which is 20. And that's our lowest one. And then 23. And then 2, no, so I've noticed there are 25. And then 2 26s. And then 2 29s. And that finishes the 20s row, I believe. Then we move on to the 30s. So 3, so 31, 31, and then, so here we go, I've missed one here, which is 24. So I'm going to fit in 24 there, and then cross that out. Again, you might need to work it out or rewrite it even. It's very easy to miss ones out. So 31, and then 36, 38, 38. It's also really important to make sure that you write it down and then cross out your values. And I then need to check how many 38. So there's 3 38s. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we've also got the 40s. So 43. And then the rest of the numbers are in the 50s. So 5, do a row across, and we're left with 51, 52, 55, 55. So again, 1, 2, 5, 5, and then 59. And that gives you your final stem and leaf diagram, but don't forget your key. So here, when you put your key in, it's going to be 1 and 9, which is equal to 19. And that's your key, and there's your 3 marks. Next one then is find the probability that the randomly selected employee is younger than 30. So again, younger than 30 will include all the 20s and all under 19. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you've got 9 employees that are under 30, and the total number of employees you have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 21. So you've got 21 employees altogether. So you've got 9 over 21, which is divisible by 3. So it's going to be 3 over 7 is your probability. The final question, question 10, got more scores of students' tests, and again drawing a ordered stem Lie diagram, including a key. So we start off with the first one, so it's going to be 40, so it's 4 and 0, and 42, 43, and that's, I think, it for the first one. And then we've got the 50s, so we've got 5 and 1, 5 and 3, and then, we've got another 51 in the corner, so put that one in, and then we've got the 53 again, and then we've got 3 59s, so 9, 9, 9, and then we're going to draw a new row, and we've got the 60s, so we've got, so here I've missed one out, 49, so we're going to include 49. So again, very easy to miss them out when you're drawing them. Just make sure you can leave enough room, or you're able to rewrite it at any point. So 60, so we've got 62, and then another 62, 63, 65, and 2 7s, 67, 67, and then a 68, and then that does that one. And then the next one we have is the 7s, so we've got 74, and then the final one we have is the 80, so 88. Again, if you're ever unsure if you've got all the values, you can count how many are here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, so there's 20 values that we have all together, so you can count 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, so you know you've got the 20 values in there. Then you can include a key, so again 4 and 0 is equal to 40, and you can label it key if you wish. And there's your 3 marks. Then we want to find the median score, so to find the median score again we're going to start from one end, start from the other end, and meet in the middle. So we work through our values, again just starting from a smaller end, from the lower end we always go left to right, start from the larger end we always go from right to left. And then here we are left with our value, so our value in the middle is just going to be equal to 59, so our median score here is 59, which is the half. So here we've got equal values all the way through, so the 10 values, it left an answer in the middle here. So because that number here goes 59, median 59, so then the median has to be 59. And then another student sits the tests and scores 80, and Boris says that the medians will increase. So here doesn't necessarily mean the medians will increase. So we've got to test it out. So we're going to put in our 80 score, then we're going to use another pen, and we're going to go through our medians again. So here it's start from right to left, so lowest and highest. This time we cross 0 out, then right one, and then we go 74, 83, 88, 9, 7, 1, 7, 1, 5, 3, 3, 3, 2, 9, 2, 9. And then we're left in the middle with our value here, which is the 9. So this one here is going to be median. So our median still remains the same. So 59 will remain as the median number. We've just calculated a new median. So 59 remains the median, as it's still the middle number. So make sure for these questions you always check, you don't just assume, but it does increase. Sometimes it will increase, sometimes adding a value will increase it, but it does depend on how the values are. So here you've got 53 59s in a row, so even adding a couple of values, or adding a value extra, does not change the actual median. Which makes the median sometimes quite good when dealing with outliers, because it means that it ignores you had something really stupid, really high, for example, someone got a score of, I don't know, 1000, yes, it will affect the mean, because that includes all the values, but the median is not affected as much by this. Okay, that brings the end of the stem and leaf diagram questions. If you have any further questions, please let me know.